Hello everyone, it's Timmy2009 and I'm finally back with another video. And yes, you guessed it right, we're doing another Bluebird Thomas the Tank Engine review. Since of course, it is Bluebird month after all. So, in my last video, I took a look at the Steam team, both model series and CGI. As crazy as that sounds, yeah, you all know I prefer the model series. Anyways, so today, this is going to be a very special type of Bluebird video. And if you're wondering why, it's because, well, I have made 3 new characters. And if you've read by the title, you know who they are. So first, let me give you the story. So, I've been playing this Roblox game called The Adventures of Karter and Trojan. And it's basically a game about OCs. And I thought they looked pretty cool. And I was wondering, if I could make them in merchandise one day. So, I went to the creators of these OCs, and I asked them if I could, make their OCs in Bluebird models. And they all said yes. So, I'm not going to waste any more time, because I'm going to get them right out. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, I'm proudly pleased to announce and present to you Karter, Trojan, and Zero. Yep, that's right. Today we're going to be taking a look at 3 characters from the Adventures of Karter and Trojan. Now, ever since I made these guys, I've always wanted to talk about them, and I'm so happy that I was granted access by the 3 people I'm about to mention. So, we're going to be looking at Karter, Trojan, and Zero. Now, there are other OCs that I do want to make, and I'll talk more about that at the very end, and somewhere in the middle, because, I know that Scarloey Brick Builds, the guy who made Trojan, basically made, 2 Roblox games so far. I know he's made The Adventures of Karter and Trojan, but he's also made a game based off of Wind Railway called Clickety Clack Adventures. And yes, he did add Karter, Trojan, and Zero. Now, there are other OCs that are in the game, there's Hunter, the red austerity tank engine. There's, an engine that looks like Bear but longer named Wood. He has Dennis's face. And I think there's, another engine named Charles, who's basically a red engine who is kind of looks like Gordon but with smoke deflectors. So maybe one day I'd like to make Hunter, Charles, and Wood, but I don't know who owns them. I know who owns Hunter. I know that. But I don't know if Charles and Wood are basically some of Scarloey's OCs, or if they're owned by someone else. If they are, I might have to give them access. Now, here's one thing that I have to mention. Now, the reason why I decided to ask for permission was because I don't know if these OCs are actually private or not, because, I know there are a lot of private OCs. I had to ask Agent Andrews for permission if I could make his OCs, and thankfully he said yes as well, so I'm happy about that. And recently Kelvin made his OCs private, but he still allows me to make them, since we are good YouTube friends. Those of you who don't know, I'm a huge fan of the Agent Andrews in the YouTube family. Sorry. Anyways, so yeah. Ever since then, I couldn't be more than happy to own Karter, Trojan, and Zero. I have to give credit to the people who made them, so I'm going to do that as I talk about these characters. And by the way, if you haven't played The Adventures of Karter and Trojan, what are you doing? Go on Roblox and play it right now. Because it's an amazing game, in my opinion, as well as Clickety Clack Adventures. After the end of this video. Alright, so, without further ado, let's look at Karter, Trojan, and Zero. Starting with Karter. Now, here's an interesting fact about me. My middle name actually is Karter, so I basically have the same name as this engine. However, the only difference is that my name starts with a C, and this engine's name actually starts with K, which I find pretty interesting. So here's Karter. He's basically like a furnace railway locomotive. He kind of looks like Edward, although he's radically different. Yes, he might have the same wheel arrangement and the same wheel arches as him, but I actually gave him Douglas's tender. Actually, now I don't know the name of this tender, but I'm sure someone might probably tell me. Like, I know Henry's is a Fowler tender, but I've never been like, okay, I know a lot about certain trains, but I'm not that big of a train expert. But I'm sure most of you are, if you like have been fans of Thomas and Friends as well. But yeah, so here's an interesting thing about Karter. Him and Trojan basically have a face swap where Karter has Douglas's face, however, and he's based off of like what appears to be the K2 locomotives. And since Trojan's based off of the Caledonian engines, he also has Edward's face, which is pretty interesting and it's kind of cool. Anyways, if you're wondering who owns Karter, basically it's this guy named Splendid. Now, I've known Splendid since 2023. Like, I've been like looking at his community posts when he like started making posts about tiny tank engines and Blue Train with friends and Soda Online. I don't know, I thought Splendid was a pretty cool guy. And hey, he has a wooden railway collection based off the 1990s version, what I'm assuming, and I actually love it. So, like, one day I asked Splendid if I can make his OC Karter in Bluebird form, and he granted it. So, Splendid, if you are watching this, thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to make Karter. I really appreciate it. And I do hope that one day I can make your other OCs, like Wilbert the Emo Mountain Engine, as well as like a few other OCs you might have in the future. Like, I think so far Splendid has like 4 OCs, and this is just his main one, Karter. But yeah, in terms of like actual quality, I think Karter came out very nice. He has a nice burgundy red paint. He has the number 34, and he has black lining. And he basically like, has the gold thing on his funnel, like other trains like Emily and others. And he has a black running board. Now, I don't really mind this, so I think it looks pretty cool. Like, I think Karter has a nice, like, design and a nice model. You can say that he looks like Edward, and yeah, he does. But I don't mind that. Like, basically, I love OCs no matter what they look like. Even if they have to be, like, even if they have to look like original Thomas characters we know and love. But yeah, honestly, making OCs is quite a lot of fun, and I enjoy making a few myself. So yeah, basically, yeah. So yeah, I think that's all I have to add about Karter. He's pretty cool. I love that we both have the same name, except my name starts with C and his name starts with K. So that's pretty interesting. Splendid, if you're watching this, thank you so much. You're awesome. Shout out to you. Keep up the great work, and keep making some amazing content. You and Trojan. We're on the topic of Trojan. Let's pull him out right now. So, Trojan is owned by Skarloey Brick Builds, the guy who made the Adventures of Karter and Trojan and Clickety Clack Adventures. Honestly, like, having Karter and Trojan, like, in Bluebird models makes me feel like I have the Adventures of Karter and Trojan. Like, I'm going to start a Bluebird collection based off of them. Now, I don't plan to make, like, every single OC from the Adventures of Karter and Trojan. I just want to talk about, like, the 4 main guys, Karter, Trojan, Zero, and eventually I do want to make Hunter, although I'll have to ask the YouTuber for permission if I can make Hunter. Like, I know who owns him. I'm guessing his name is SAT47 YouTube, if I'm saying that right. I don't know, maybe Skarloey Brickspill might correct me, or someone else. Maybe Splendid or Purple Hoodie Zero. Because they know Hunter. They're all good friends. Karter, Trojan, Zero, and Hunter. And they're all part of the same Roblox games together. So, like, I can see, like... I mean, I enjoy playing Karter and Trojan. What I like to do is, like... I like to spawn both Karter and Trojan and, like, have them double-heading each other. Like, yes, for those of you who don't know, you can drive a train by itself. And you can, like, spawn another train and, like, have them double-head. And Karter will not slow Trojan down. He'll just keep going, and he won't stop. Like, also, I do love their themes in the game. Like, I know Karter's is based off of something, although I don't know, but I know what it is. Because I've heard it, like, before. And Trojan's theme is, like, some other, like, type of remix I can't think of off the top of my head. And they both have nice whistles. So yeah, I really love the Adventures of Karter and Trojan. It's one of my favorite Roblox games. Definitely up there with Tiny Tank Engines. So, I don't know what there is about, like, Karter and Trojan's character personalities. I'll have to, like, ask Splendid and Scarlet Brick Builds if they're watching this. As well as Purple Hoodie Zero. Alright, but yeah, I love Trojan's design. He's based off of Donald Douglas, but what's interesting is that he has a black boiler. He has Edward's face, which is really cool. He has a golden dome, which is super shiny. He basically has the same paint as Karter, except his cab and his tender are painted. And he has the NWR logo, and whatever this, like, gold circle is, I don't know what that is. I'm sure someone would tell me. And Karter also has the number 34, like I mentioned. So yeah. But overall, I think Karter and Trojan came out nice, and having these two together is pretty amazing. Like, now, basically in order, the first person I asked for permission was Zero, then it was Trojan, and then finally Karter. So I'm happy to, like, have all the three. And Scarlet Brick Builds, if you're watching this, thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to make Trojan. You are amazing. You make some great Roblox content, and I hope you'll come up with more Roblox ideas in the future, buddy. You're amazing. Keep up the great work, and shout out to you. So, if you love Karter and Trojan, please tell me in the comments below. And if you haven't played Karter and Trojan yet, I highly recommend it, along with Clickety Clack Adventures. Like, I promise you, you will have the time of your life playing these games. Like, seriously, I love them. Alright, last but not least, we have Zero, the E1 tank engine. Now, I know that Zero isn't actually, like, entirely accurate here, because, like I said, he's based off the E1s. Although, obviously, like, just retooled Stepney and gave him a little, like, top hat, which I will get to that later, but for now, here we have Zero. So, I love Zero's, like, paint job and design. Like, the yellow lining, the yellow buffer beams, like, basically there's a story as to, like, how Zero was created, and you can check that out on Purple Hoodie Zero's YouTube channel. So, anyways, I love the purple that Zero has. It took me, like, a long time to get it super thick and on there. Like, this took, like, several coats, which I thought was pretty frustrating, but I thought it was worth it in the end. Because, like, look at how cool Zero is. And especially that, like, cross-eyed looking face. He kind of looks like Derpy from My Little Pony. Or, like, Jeffy from SML. Anyways, but yeah, I still really love Zero, nonetheless. And I still have to give credit to Purple Hoodie Zero. He's a great guy, and I love his content so much. Like, he basically made this movie called The Ghost of Midsodor, and I think it's pretty nice. Hold on. He basically has also a yellow dome. Like I said, I love how the purple and yellow kind of clash together. Like, for those of you... And also, here's a fun fact. Zero was actually based off of an E2 tank engine at one point. Like, before Zero was made into an E1, he basically looked like this. I mean, it's kind of funny how I put the top hat on Thomas. He kind of like... Okay, I'm sure, like... I mean, yeah. But... Anyways. So, yeah, Zero used to look like the E2s until the Adventures of Karter and Trojan came out. And Zero basically, like, asked Karter and Trojan if they could add his OC. Wait. Honestly, like, I don't know who their real names are. I'm just gonna, like... But I know that Splendid and Scarlet Brick Builds, like, Trojan base... Okay, sorry if I'm getting tongue twisted, but... Anyways. Zero right here asked Splendid and Scarlet Brick Builds if they could add his OC Zero into the game. And he showed them the two pictures. Like, there's one picture where Zero had an E2 design. And there was another picture where Zero basically had smoke deflectors on him, and they merged the two together to basically make Zero into an E1 tank engine. So this is the Zero that you see in the Roblox game Karter and Trojan, with big goofy eyes, a game pass that includes him with his eyes, and a lot of vinegar like trucks, which I thought was pretty interesting. And yes, he comes with his little like Among Us top hat. Now, I think what I'm least happy with is like how high the top hat sits on his funnel. Like, basically, I wanted Zero's top hat to like be down right here, but his funnel is like really huge. And like drilling out the hole to like put the funnel on the top hat on the funnel, it was kind of hard. Maybe one day I might try to like fix that and like make his top hat go down even further where it touches his smoke box. But aside from that, I still think Zero looks pretty cool. Like, if you take off his top hat, he basically like still looks good nonetheless. So Purple Hoodie Zero, if you are watching this, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to make Zero the E1 tank engine. Shout out to your YouTube channel. You are amazing, along with Karter and Trojan's YouTube channels like Splendid and Scarlowy Brick Builds. Okay, I kind of apologize if I'm like calling the YouTubers by their OCs, but I'm sure they might like correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, still, I gotta give credit to like Splendid, Scarlowy, and Zero for allowing me to make their OCs. And I think that'll do it. So, thanks for watching this video. If you want more Bluebird content, please leave a like, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss anything. That's one of the few times I've said that on the YouTube channel. Crazy, right? And now here's like some of my other OCs I want to make. Now, I plan on redoing the entire CWR fleet, or the Carlware Railway, as Adam calls it. It used to be known as the Clapford Railway, although Adam changed like his fleet to like the Carlware Railway. Which is sort of like, it took time for me to get used to that name, but I have gotten used to it right now. And I know that Adam has like updated a lot of his OCs, so that's going to be interesting. Even though I do prefer the older designs where they look like the TV show characters rather than the Railway series, which I don't hate their Railway series designs, but I have such a nostalgia for the original classic model series. Like, I honestly like the TV show over the Railway series. Although, if you think differently, I respect that. Anyways, now there are other OCs I want to make aside from the TCR fleet, the CWR fleet. I plan on redoing my original OC Karter, the green and white E2 that the E2 family created, by the way. And I want to make my other OCs that I have made. So far, I've made like about like 4 or 5 of them. And if I ever make more OCs, I'll let you know about that. And also, I have another OC in the process as well. 089, owned by Nick's Customs, so I'm looking forward to that. And there are other custom engines I want to make, like Wendell, the Manning Wardle locomotive, as well as Cinder, who's basically based off of Rosie. And I can't make any promises, but I might try to like make Zach from Modern Railroad, if you'd like to see that. I don't know yet, but I might one day. And last but not least, okay, I know that Miguel, the B12, Miguel Silva, like, made his OC in tiny tank engines, or like someone else did. So I plan on making him as well. So I hope you're excited for that. And other OCs, I don't know yet. Like, I want to try like tackle my favorite OCs. I'm not saying that every OC is bad. Like, I don't hate everyone's OCs. Well, like, okay, well, maybe there's some, like, YouTubers who have done pretty bad things, but I won't mention them. Because I want to keep things positive. I don't want to be that person. So I'm just going to go with some of my favorite OCs from, like, some of my favorite YouTubers, like Agent Andrews and the E2 family. As well as Bradley Thomas Burton. But I can't make any promises, because my goal is not to do every single OC in existence, because that would take forever. So I'm just going to stick with some of the OCs I personally love the most. So if you're looking forward to that, please let me know in the comments below. And until then, thanks for watching. This has been TammyT2009, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.